some stew. It was going to be beef, but there's no more beef in the store. We went to Walmart. There might be some in another one. So we're going to put some lemon pepper. Look. Lemon pepper seasoning. Not too much. Basil. I don't like basil too much. And oregano. Of course, we're going to put it in here first. We don't have a lid to the top. And garlic pepper. Be careful if you open them. Make sure you look at the top and make sure there's one of these on it because, and that's pepper. It might not have one. And you're gonna dump all your seasoning in there. And there's paprika, like I did a minute ago. Okay, and then we've got onion powder. And where's the pepper? Pepper. Pepper. That one is running out. Yeah. And not too much salt. Just a little of the pink salt. Okay, so this is the chicken because we don't have any beef, as I was saying. Went to Walmart and looked. There was some, right? But we don't. It was beef tongue or something. We don't eat that. Cheek. Oh no, that's even. We definitely don't eat that. No offense to anybody who does, but we don't do it. That's all they had. Okay, and I'm gonna put. Turning this back on because I turned it off for a minute. And I'm going to mix this with my hand, even though my hands are clean, okay? My hands are clean, I was going to say. So don't worry about it. And it's going in the heat after too. So. Okay, now, oop, it's not hot enough yet. I like that stream on there. Okay. All right, and then there's onion in there, chopped up real fine. Anthony cut it up, and I'm putting some garlic in there. And let's see, is this up high enough? Turn it up a little bit more because it's not sizzling, and we don't want it to soak up all the grease. We're not frying or anything, we're cooking, but you don't want it to stick to the pan either. If you put the meat in there and it's not hot enough, it will stick. Okay, so we've got carrots over here because those cook faster. Thank you for helping me with everything. We had a little incident where poured half of the lemon pepper in there. But we rectified it. We've got a ton of vegetables. You hear it sizzling? It's getting ready. Okay, can you see this? There's the meat. Back a little, huh? There you go. You there? That's good. That looks good. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna check the carrots. These are carrots in here. We're gonna cook those first. That smells good. Because they take longer to cook. Oh, didn't I just say that? Okay, we'll put some more meat. Meat. All the chicken. It's gonna be just as good. And I'm not supposed to have too much beef anyway, so I don't even know why I'm trying to get beef. Just sounded good with the ingredients. Mm-hmm. Okay. Even if it, oh, so the curfew's at 9? So I guess we got curfew at 9 now. They're giving us a little, no, it's not funny. But I was just saying, you know, they're giving us a little extra to get things done. Today's Wednesday. And here we are. We're getting us some stuff cooking, okay? Once this beef starts browning a little bit, I mean beef, you hear me? Once the chicken starts browning, because we didn't find the beef, like I said. It's chicken. I'm going to add some more of the vegetables. And we've got tomato soup. Not tomato soup, but tomato sauce. That we're going to add to our, let's see, this is 4 grams of carbs for 1 can, but of course everybody's not eating it. It says for a 4th cup, that's how much. So if you don't want to use this sauce, you don't have to, because there's sugar in tomato sauce. They might have some low sugar or no sugar sauce, I'm not sure. But I'm adding this. You don't have to add this. You might have a different kind that you use for your low carb diet. But this could work because we got a large family and we're going to all be eating. It's not like one person is eating it. And it's still, if you get 1 cup, you're still going to have 12 because there's 4 in each. Any fiber in 2 grams. So you take it off for the, so it's 2. Take that off. So there's only 2, 4, 6. So that's not bad. He cut those up so nice. Would you mind helping me bring them over here, sweetie? Yeah. Yes, please. I'm gonna bring the. I'm gonna take these cans of tomatoes. We'll put it over here, honey. Thank you. If you want. I don't know if it'll be on there. I can pause it.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, he's helping. He cut them all up real nice. Look at those. I cut the potatoes. I cut the clunky stuff. But he cut the nice. I cut all that, and then he cut these. All the good little. That's what do you call it? That's oop! I'm spilling it. That is thank you. That's squash. Okay, we have the green and the yellow squash. This is a delicious stew. Now, it's been hot today, so I was thinking it was going to be cool enough to make in the house, but it didn't really cool off as well inside the house. It's like 80 something still in here. So I was trying to, you know, make the cornbread, but it's going to be in the evening. So if I do make it, it might be uploaded tomorrow, and I'll show you it. I'll have a video for tomorrow. But we're going to have keto cornbread with this stew. But you'll see me make the stew and complete it. But as far as, thank you. As far as the cornbread, it's too hot right now, so I'm probably not going to be able to show that until later on because it's bacon. It is bacon. Don't touch that pan. If you get this pan with this thing, you got to have a glove because, okay, good, those are boiling. So we won't cook it thoroughly. But I'm going to end up adding all the vegetables in there and get them nice and cooked before the stew. I kind of like to add the vegetables in with the meat and let it cook together. But I'm getting this done more. Let me see if I can cut on. Let's see, I don't want that. There we go. Is that cut on okay? Yeah, you can see a little bit. All right, so we got that going. I don't like these spoons that much because they're very flimsy. Let me get the gray one. That one in there. The gray one's a little thicker. I can find it, and I do have a stew spoon, which is really nice. And he's my helper today. Yeah, see, this one's more stronger. It's still kind of flimsy like, but not like that black one. And you want to use it for this pan because you don't want to scrape anything because of what it's made of. You don't want to scrape the bottoms. So anyways, as this is cooking, we're going to wait for that to cook a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to add a little few of the potatoes in there. They're not going to be in here too long. I think the carrots are almost done, so you don't want the potatoes smushy either. But what we're going to do, because the broccoli and everything else can be added together, we're going to put it in the stew, the chicken stew meat. Do you call chicken stew meat? It's a chicken stew. It doesn't have to be red meat all the time. So, I'm trying to pick the potatoes out, and I will. Okay, so we put potatoes in here, but I'm not going to cook them very long because you don't want mushed potatoes, do you? And I have overcooked potatoes. The last time I made stew, I overcooked them. I had to make some mashed potatoes on the side. Pick out the ones that weren't too cooked. So when they start looking kind of, what do you call it? Translucent. Then I don't have to cook them all the way through. And I'm gonna add the other in here, like the broccoli. Let's see how. Yeah, I think I can add the other ones now. Okay, what I'm going to do is put the tomato sauce. Tomato sauce in there, yes. I added it with the whatever sauces, juices are in there because I want it all. I might even add another couple of cans of tomatoes because that's like a chicken, what do you call it, chicken broth? When you add that, that's like a chicken broth. Because the chicken's from, you know, it's not like a chicken broth, it is chicken broth. You're cooking chicken and you get the sauces from it. And we'll add a little bone broth. And stir it in. They have chicken or bone or beef. Stir it up really nice, okay? I'm gonna add some water in here too. And then here we go. This is broccoli and squash, okay? The chicken's pretty much done, so we're just gonna kind of cook it so that it gets tender. I'm gonna cover it. We're adding all of these vegetables in here. It's going to be a beautiful stew. And then we're going to add the carrots and the potatoes in there too. See, they'll cook down. It'll cook down in a little bit. Don't worry, it's clean up here. We ain't missing no vegetables. Let it cook down in a minute. I'm going to let's add some water. Okay, we're going to add quite a bit of water. And we'll add the seasoning after it cooks down a little, okay? And ooh, really gotten kind of, it's cooled down a little bit. Cooled down a little, so we'll be making the cornbread in a little bit. It's the keto cornbread. I got the recipe from Keto Connect, but I changed it up. I always kind of change up my recipe because there's certain things that I don't have that they have, and certain things that I don't want in there that they put in there. I don't like a sweet cornbread. My mom never made it sweet, but I guess people use sweet corn back then or whatever. Because I'm wondering, how did they get that sweet cornbread? Because I never ate sweet cornbread like that. And then lately, they have that mix that's already cornbread mix, which is Jiffy, and it's sweet. So that's when I started knowing what the sweet cornbread tastes like. But my mom never made it like that. I might have to have 2 pans. We'll see. I might separate 2 because look at all this. It should cook down some, but these are pretty sturdy vegetables. So I'm not sure how much it's going to cook down. Yeah. Ooh, see the chicken. See it? There's room in here. I don't know for all the potatoes and things, but you want it all. And this is my biggest pan. I might add another pan. I might use that pan too after I rinse out the water from there. I'll split half of this with that, and I've done that before, and I'll cook 2 things of it. And this will be good for us for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, 4 days. And because we had ground beef for like how many days? Almost a week. And I think they're sick of it. So not really though. They've been eating it pretty good. So we're making a chicken, but it'll last for like some days because it's quite a bit. See all this? This is a good stew. Chicken stew. Okay, I'll be back. All right. I'm just trying to clean this up a little. And we are gonna have something good, guys. Some of these sausages are thrown out.
Yeah.
Okay, in the fridge because we don't need all of that. Keep an eye on this, the carrots and the potatoes because you don't want them to get smushy. So, just, I think they're, are they ready to add in there? I might be ready to add in there. Yeah, soft. Okay. Cook them a little because if you don't, it'll take longer to make, to get them the way they're supposed to be in here. Look at that. Isn't that look delicious? Some people are like, ew, I don't like all the vegetables. And we don't like potatoes too much, but we're going to use these this time. So don't put the potatoes in there, keto people, because we are keto people too. And next week is starting our total keto. And we're not going to accept any more potatoes. This is like, we only have 3 or 4 potatoes in there, okay? But no, don't have potatoes in it. This is the last of the potatoes that we're going to accept. So, we're just going to use them in this last stew. So, I'm going to take some of this water out.
I can keep it here and then you can pour it over this.
Right. I think Jana did that.
Right.
Some kind of cool idea. Okay, let's do that. Poured the water out. Now we're adding our carrots, which they are a little past al dente because I cooked them, but I cooked them a little bit, you know, before I put the others in because, and the potatoes, because they do take longer to cook, carrots do, than the other vegetables that are in here. And I cooked the meat. We have a lot of meat that's down in here, so it's not like we have all vegetables. I could eat all vegetables, though. I love vegetables, but they won't come to dinner if I just have vegetable soup. Like, what are they having? Vegetable soup? Unless it's blended, that's a different story. I don't know why it tastes better when it's blended to me too, you know. I like it like this too, but if you blend up the I can't put this on my keto recipe because I got the potatoes, but I will put it under yummy. So if you want to see this recipe again, it's going to be under yummy foods. But my cornbread is going to go under keto. I'm going to add one thing in there that's going to be a little bit controversial, but it's not going to have a lot of carbs. So it's still going to be under keto, so don't yell at me. I had somebody tell me, that's not keto. Whenever I made some tortilla things that were low carb. So I'll probably put it under low. I have keto and low carb, so it'll be listed there, the cornbread, because it is definitely low carb. I'm just going to add a little something in there that might have a few more carbs in there than keto food. Okay, so only because I want the cornbread flavor. Otherwise, I could do it exactly. Okay, so we've got this going here. And I'm going to cover it and let it cook down, and then we'll see what it looks like. But this is chicken, broccoli, 2 types of squash, the yellow and the green, carrots, and potatoes. Now, don't put the potatoes in there if you're the lowest carb diet, any carb, low carb diet. Don't put the potatoes, okay? I only have I think 3 of them in there. 4 potatoes, and they're medium size, 1 small. Not too much, but I just cooked them because that's the last of the potatoes that we had, and I'm not making any more potatoes. I'm not. And then we've got the tomato sauce in there. Be careful with the tomato sauce. So this will be like a yummy food stew. So if you want to see it again, like I was saying, look up yummy foods, and you'll see this recipe on there again. Okay, I'm gonna go, but please stay tuned because I'm gonna make some delicious cornbread, but it is with almond flour, which I'm getting it out now, and putting it over there. You put butter, salt, and you can put sour cream if you want, but I'm gonna put heavy cream with it, just like I was saying. And eggs. Okay. Oh, baking powder. I believe they said baking powder, or is it baking soda? I think we do have another salt. Whoa. If you want to add some sugar to it, then you go ahead and add your sugar. But I found the baking powder here, so it will rise. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video because, well, actually, I'm going to show you the stew when it's done. And then we're not going to make the cornbread, like I said, for a little bit because it is blazing in this house. I think that margarine that I'm going to use, or butter, if you want, that definitely will be melted. So I don't even have to put it in the microwave. All right, everybody. See you when the stew is done. Okay, I'm going to add some seasoning since I have a little room. This is powder, onion powder, okay? Put as much as you like. If you don't like very much, don't put very much. I'm going to put it over here as I finish, so that way I need to be ready to put it up in the cabinet. A little crushed red pepper. I don't really know why I'm showing you, but you might want to make it exactly like mine. But I know everybody has different seasonings that they like. This is garlic powder. So, and this is lemon pepper. And I hope I'm not making it too salty because there's a couple in the family, one person in the family that can't have the high salt. One of my daughters. It's not good for everybody to have high salt anyways. Paprika, a little oregano. And I'm not gonna put this pink salt. I did some to the chicken, and we got pepper, because I already added a little salt in there, and that should be enough. But taste it as you go along so you can see if it's flavored well, which I'm getting ready to do after I mix it in. You can add, you know what's good with this too, if you want to, but it's gonna have more sugar, is stewed tomatoes or canned tomatoes that are cut up. And those are really good in here with the sauce. I usually add that with my chili, and I didn't do it this time, but I like it like that. It's really good. And my mom has made this stew with, what is it called? With the chicken, smoked turkey. Sorry, smoked turkey. And she put the smoked turkey leg in there, and you let it cook, and see how our squash is already getting soft? See, I didn't want it to be. That's why I'm trying to stir it down in there so that we can get all the vegetables down in there. Because this should be done very shortly. But anyways, I was going to say, later on, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to send her blanket. Because I got it sitting over there. And I showed you guys, if you look in the video, in the knitting video, I finished the blanket. Okay. So I'm going to send hers, and then I got my sister's and my brother's, a couple other things. I'll show you how I'm going to send it. And it's kind of interesting because I was trying to figure out how I was going to send this thing. Okay, let me taste. Yeah, that's enough. It doesn't taste too salty. It tastes just good and flavorful. And all those that want to add a little extra something to it, they can. You know, they can add a little more. So that tomato sauce, like I was saying, it does have some salt, and it has sugar in it. So, but it's going to be very good because I've always loved stew. I don't know about anybody else. My family, they're kind of like they like certain types of stew. And I believe they like that time I made the turkey stew too, because I made some delicious stew with the turkey that my mom was telling me about. And this kind of mimics it in a way, except I have a ton more vegetables. But with the chicken, and then you got the sauce, the red sauce with it, and that, it makes it really good. Got the broccoli, so if you can stir it around a little in there, you know, get it stirred in there so you can have everything kind of blended in, you know, so everything blends in well. You can use 2 spoons or whatever, you know, just so everything gets, see how some of the broccoli's done down in there? You want to get it all, like, get it all down in there. So continually, don't just leave it. You can, because it'll cook. Put it in a slow cooker even if you want. But what I like to do is check on it and then just kind of blend in so that everything gets its share. Especially if this is a gigantic amount of vegetables in this pan like this, condensed pan. I like a bigger pan, but I think it's okay. I was going to put half and half, but I think it should be fine. It seems like it's cooking okay, because you want it to make sure everything cooks. And the chicken, you want it tender. See, there's a chicken. I cut them small, so. But all the chicken is at the bottom. There's some coming up, see? Just stir it on around. You can even take a pan and put some in there and just like, if you can't stir it like this, because it's sometimes difficult without spilling it, but it should work out fine for me. I'm used to doing this because I've cooked a lot of stews in my life. I'm not kidding either. Stews go a long way and they're comforting. You know, if you got a big family, it's good to make some stew and make a little side thing. Like I'm gonna make the. Thank you. I'm gonna make the, like I said, the keto cornbread. So, but what you do is don't put the potatoes in here, and the carrots might be a no-no too. Just kind of look it up and see how many carbs you already have in there, and it can be a nice keto meal if you don't add potatoes in there and substitute certain ones. You could probably put cauliflower instead of the potatoes. Which next week I'm going to be making a cauliflower macaroni. And honey, it is going to be good. So don't miss that one. Keto week. Next week. Or maybe this week? No. Next week. I'm going to start. Because I don't, guys, I have a heavy schedule. It's not, I'm not even going to say I got a heavy schedule. I'm going to say I don't feel like cooking some days. Okay. That's what I'll tell you. And the reason is because I need to really look up these recipes and write them all out. And I haven't done that yet. I have a book that I'm writing them in. And I'm trying to make sure I get the ones that the kids and the family really like. So that way I can keep those in that recipe book and we'll remember and we can just whip them up. You know, if you haven't looked at that cheesecake, keto cheesecake, please check it out. That's a really delicious, it comes out really good. But I was going to leave you a certain point because this is what I did. I overcooked it. So only cook it for the amount that it says. I should have on there how long to cook it because you got to make sure it's a little wobbly before you take it out. Don't let it be brown on top. Let it be a little wobbly when you take it out because it will set. Because if you don't, it's going to come out a little bit more. It's not going to come out cheesecake consistency if you cook it too long. So if you're new at making cheesecake, I'm just letting you know if it'll still taste good. But you're not going to have that cheesecake consistency if you cook it to where there's no wobble to it when you take it out. Okay? I'm not sure if I told how long to cook it. I hope I did. I have to check it out. Okay, so this is stirred up really well. I don't know because I don't see much of the meat. Yeah, there's a lot of meat down here. Watch my spoon break. It's going to be horrible. Yeah, here comes the chicken. Okay? Down in there. And these vegetables are cooking really nicely. So give it about another 30 to 40 minutes and the stew should be completely ready. You're going to have a delicious, flavorful sauce with this. I'm getting to get on my game too. I am just excited to get on there. It was raining on there the other day. I'm like, oh, I wish we had that rain that it has on this game. It was so nice. Okay, so. There we go. There we go. See that? Doesn't that look good? I'm just constantly stirring it because I'm trying to get some of these chunks down in there that are staying at the top that haven't been able to go in there and you get it cooked. See? Just rotating it. Now, some people might say, keep it closed and let it cook, lady. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. But you see how the potatoes went down from the first time I put them in? And I hope it doesn't get too much juice where it's going to overflow. I've had that happen too. Oh, I'll be cleaning my stove. Anyways. You can have one lid with a hole too where the steam comes out. That's good too. And I do have a lid like that. That way it doesn't pour out. But this has a little, you could keep it a little bit like that too. See? So you get a little steam and it doesn't overflow. All right, everybody. See you in a few. All right, it's getting done, y'all. See? You can tell by looking at the, I think, hopefully I timed it right and putting the right things in at the right time. Because you can tell the squash is getting done. If you don't like it cooked soft, then you can stop it at any time. But we kind of like ours nice and cooked. You can have a crunch to it if you want. But see how beautiful that looks? Looking good. And if you can't have all these chunks or whatever, if anything's wrong, you know, where you can't chew them or swallow them or whatever, just take all of this delicious flavors and blend it. Because a friend of ours, we cook her beans that she loves. And we blend them up real nice for her so she can have them. But, you know, we all have different things going on in our lives and our imperfect bodies. So that is, this is a delicious mix, really. Or if you're like, oh, I don't like eating vegetables like that, you can blend it up and drink it for a protein. A very healthy drink. Omit the salt, because I know some, like V8, I don't know if they have low salt now, but honey, they have a lot of salt in that thing. So if you make your own, you can be without all that salt and different things that they might put in there that your body can't handle. So, whoa, I hear it. It's gonna start overflowing. All right, so we got some nice rolls. Let's see how it's flowing over a little. If I put it like this, will it stop? Okay. Stay safe out there all. And there it's cooking, see it? Bubbling. It's almost done. Mmm. Yeah, see how it's bubbling without, you can cut it down a little bit too if you think it's getting like cooking too fast for certain things. But anyways, my sister, she's my youngest sister. It was so cute because she says in a letter that she wrote, well, she texted me, but I sent her a letter, and she wrote on there, I like your YouTube station. I've been enjoying your YouTube station. And I was like, aw. So I said, well, I better get to making some more videos because she's obviously loving watching them. And so, sis, don't forget to like them videos so I can make more and more and more. Okay, it is a little bit too high because I can tell. It's just, keep it covered. You know, see there? It was fine until I took the top off it. So keep it covered so it doesn't spill out. You don't want all your delicious stew coming out. You want to save it. Okay, and it almost, I put it lower because it smells like something is overcooking down there. I could really smell something like at the bottom or something. I think it's pretty much done too, fair to say. I am hilarious. Did I have soap on my hand? Hold on. I'm gonna rinse it real quick. It's from my sponge. Some fresh water. Ooh, I don't want soap in this food. All right. So I stir it down in here, and I think these are pretty much. It's pretty much done. See your broccoli change colors too. And if it's like too much cooked for you, you're like, oh no, you took all the vegetables out, all the vitamins out. Don't do it. Don't cook it that much, okay? To me, I figure you might cook it all out if you're saying that, but I feel like it's gonna evaporate in there somewhere in the juices. I might be wrong, but that's how I see it. I'm like, hey, there's some vegetables and some vitamins are left in there. Look how pretty this carrot. What is that? See that? I like those little lines on there. It's kind of like a tree stump. See how it has that line that goes around it like that? You know, oh, like I was saying before, yes, I said the tomatoes, because you could add tomatoes in there, and that would be good. You could actually make this a peanut butter soup too. You can do that. You can do it. And because I've made peanut butter soup on here, I don't know if you guys looked at it, but I have one where you put the peanut butter in it, and it is really good. It's good. Good. I don't know if I have fennel though. I'm looking up in the cabinet. If I have fennel, it's on. But that's what you really kind of need, is some fennel. That makes it its flavor. But I don't have any, so that makes the soup have a really good flavor to it. Yeah, I don't have any, but it's okay. Stew is fine like this. But you don't need this fennel. If you want to have a peanut butter soup, you can just add the peanut butter in it, and it is really good like that. I'm gonna get this on my yellow shirt. Now, let's see, are these potatoes done? Not quite. We'll cover it up for a few more, like maybe 20 more minutes, and it should be done. Should definitely be done. And I am going to taste. My mom taught me that. Make sure your flavors stay in. Because when it cooks, it kind of waters down a little, and might need more. Still tastes the same. Probably from that lemon pepper. It's definitely flavored. It's good. And another thing you can do is when you have that chicken in there, and it is so good like this, you can shred it. Like take a fork and shred your chicken throughout. It would kind of be like a tortilla soup, because they have the shredded chicken in there on most of them. And it's probably going to shred itself anyways, because it's really cooking in there. It'll be nice and tender though, your chicken. That's what it kind of reminds me of in a way. Minus the potatoes. And add some strips of tortilla in there. And a lovely tortilla soup. The flavoring reminds me of that for some reason. Good. Very good. Okay, I think it's pretty much almost done. Give it a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in a bowl. Okay, so I think it's done. We're going to turn it off. The reason I know it's done is because I took one of the potatoes and I did this. See? Potatoes and then your carrots. These are the ones that are the hardest to cook. Take the longest. So those are done. And just leave it in there. Let them stay in here and like keep the heat on them. You don't want hard potatoes or, let me see. Yeah, they're done. I'm just iffy about these carrots real quick. Yeah, I think those are done. They're done. Let them sit here and simmer. Or stay in the heat. Turn it off, and it'll still be hot because the whole thing is hot, and that'll cook them a little bit more because you don't want them mushy. And they will get mushy if you cook them too much longer, and they taste just right, actually. A teeny bit more cooking, I think, and they'll be perfect. So we'll leave it on the thing, but with it off. And we're gonna make our cornbread, and then we'll do part 2 and show you the stew beside the cornbread. Okay? But this is our stew, chicken stew. Try it out. And then look for part 2, and you're gonna see the keto cornbread, and we'll put a little stew on the side. Or do you want to see it now, the stew? I can show you the stew now. Okay. We'll wait it long enough. Okay. Look. I was going to let it simmer a little. Let's let it stay in there in the juices for a little bit. See that? That's what we'll do. All this deliciousness. That's what we'll let it do for a little bit. And by the time we get the cornbread done, this will be completely perfect. Okay? That's what's going to happen. All right, guys. Look for part 2, all right?